All right, we're live. Oh, spooky.
All right. Welcome back to the Festival of Fears. It is September 22nd. September 22nd, Monday before opening night. We open this Friday, the 26th of September, and we just finished media night. So this past weekend, we had our media preview night on the 20th, on Saturday, and it went great, and we are exhausted. For the past 2 weeks or so, we've been here every day, working way into the night, every night, trying to get ready. We've got 3 or 4 more days ready to go to get ready for Friday, and then the season is here. So I want to go over how media night went real quick, because we had all the entire event open. So all 4 haunted houses, the Scare Zone, the Monster Maze, and the Monster Museum. So we'll go through each of those real quick, but I wanted to show off the aftermath of the haunted house, because, whoa, our beautiful costume room that was all ready and all set to go.
Well, look at all of our dirty costumes.
Now we have dirty laundry. So at the end of the night, all the dirty laundry comes back here because we have to wash everything every night, obviously. So laundry goes over here. We've got piles of masks, so those need cleaned and disinfected as well. So everything makes it all the way to the back. We gotta reset the board. But yeah, so let's get into some of the haunted houses. Which one do you want to start at?
I think we start with the pumpkins and
Pumpkins.
Scarecrows.
Okay, so remastered pumpkins. I think it went really well. It got great feedback. It probably got the most positive feedback from guests coming through the event. People really liked the farmers. So I think adding the farmer characters in the haunted house was good. The animations were fun, and just the story. I think that's the most like full haunted house that feels like. It's a fully developed story because we had it last year too, so we got to just build on top of it. All the sets look really fun. Every time you move to a different room, it's a completely new setting. Even though it's all taking place on the farm, you go through a lot of different sets. So yeah, that one turned out really well. Ooh, and then we had bugs. So for the first time, we brought Monster Hunt into the event, and people loved it. So Monster Hunt is our laser blaster haunted house. The guests get a laser blaster from like laser tag, and you go through, and all the monsters have these targets on them. So these guys glow, they don't grow, see I'm tired. They glow green and red across their chest, so all the monsters are glowing, and we have monster bugs. So it's a bug infestation haunted house. We had
got a
bug
couple
costumes.
Like there's an ant.
Buried under the turtle. Yeah, so we've got 7 or 8 actors in there that are all dressed as bugs. Then we have big bug props as well, so everything's giant, obviously. And they all have the targets, so the guests go through and they get to fight it out. I think that's the haunted house that was the least ready for media night. Wouldn't you say?
Yeah, we're missing a couple animations, and I mean, it was.
Yeah, no, it was
like 90%.
super fun, and people loved it. But there's like 5 things I really want to focus on this week and the next few days to make sure that house is fully fleshed out, ready to go for opening night. And that might be the crowd favorite throughout the season, just because of how fun it is. And then we had the opposite of the fun haunted house. So our brand new haunted house this year, traditional haunted house, was Experiments in Evil, which is a prequel story to the very first professional haunted house we did back in 2021 over in the Ruby Tuesdays. And it takes our first icon character, Razorback, and it delves into his backstory. So it's a mad scientist meets slasher style villain, and it's a full origin story as you progress through the haunted house. It has a really fun twist. As you go into it, you kind of have like a storybook start. So you walk through a series of rooms, not gonna give anything away, and there's a few audio triggers that if you listen and pay attention, it tells you the setting of where you are. There's a couple little scares in there, but it's more building out the ambiance of the haunted house. And then you get to the facade, which is about a minute and a half into the haunted house, and then the scary stuff begins. Because that haunted house is it's definitely our darkest haunted house we've ever built, and it's pretty gruesome. We don't usually do too much gore or like gruesomeness in the haunted houses, but this one has a few scenes that make people stop for a minute. The actors had a ton of fun in that one. That one might have been the one the actors performed the best in for opening night.
And that one had a lot of new people too.
It did. It was
a lot of new actors.
It was almost entirely new actors, and they did a fantastic job. I think we had about half and half. So for media night, we had about half returning actors that have been with us, and then a good 20, 22, 23 that were brand new. So this was the first haunted house they did with us. And they all performed great. It was a really fun. That was what I was the happiest about, was how well everybody performed together just right off the bat. Because by next week and the weeks as we get into October, they're gonna be so good. All right, so that was those. Oh, so our last haunted house, Festival of Fears up in the front. Our Into the Festival of Fears haunted house, Horrors of History is what we went with this year. I think that haunted house is like meshing a lot better this year. So we've struggled with it in the past of it not having a cohesive story. It's based on our collectors, and basically they take favorite parts of their collection, the best fears they can find, and they put them all together in this haunted house. And in the past, we kind of struggled to explain that, but this year we have a fun little dual room opening sequence where you go in and there's a little, it's like 75-second teaser video that you watch that sets the story, gets you ready to go, and then you go straight into the haunted house, into our brand new collector character is up front, and he's fun. It's a whole brand new start to that haunted house, and then an entirely new finish to the haunted house. So you start with a collector, you go through some of their collection rooms, and then you end with one of the collectors as well. Which, that finale was good. I got the scare in there a couple times. Did you know that?
No, I did not see you in there.
I did. The new wall that Andy set up for us.
You standing on?
I was on top of it.
Yeah, I bet you were.
It was good. It was good. Brandon was our actor in there, and he really liked that as well. All right. So those were the 4 haunted houses. Overall, they ran great. We've got a couple things we want to tweak and adjust, especially with the bugs. We're going to add a few more just fun things in that haunted house, a few more giant bugs. But then we also have 2 other attractions included in the event. So we have our scare zone, which I think is far and away our most improved from last year. So last year we had the same scare zone, the graveyard, the Blackwood Cemetery, a big graveyard scare zone. But it wasn't like cordoned off very well. You kind of see through the whole thing and walk through the whole thing really quick. So we started this back in like April. We spray painted the whole roof black. We added walls on almost all the sides of it. We built a big.
We are back.
Okay, sorry about that. My phone died. Okay, so going back, we were talking about the scare zone. We had blacked out the entire roof. We built walls to kind of section off, and we built this big, huge cemetery gate that you kind of enter under. So it's a great visual now, and it's dark. It's dark and spooky. We pump a whole bunch of fog in there. We have a great cast that is 5 like really fun, unique characters that have a whole backstory and everything, and they run around there and they're crazy. And then we've also kind of extended the scare zone because we darkened the whole midway of the building. So the scare actors don't just stay stuck in the graveyard. They kind of go all the way up to the queue lines and all the way up to the bar area in the front of the building. And they can really expand and go have a good time. So that one's really fun.
Hey, and don't forget the light show that got added to this cemetery.
And it has an entire DMX show. So it's a 30-minute show?
Yeah, about 30 minutes.
Yeah, so it's a 30-minute show. It has a custom audio track the entire way through. And Thomas, our sound guy, sent it to me. It has like 20 layers of audio in it. It's a ton of fun. And then Danny went in with the soundtrack and made an entire light show out of it. So different effects happen, and there are different cues for the actors to go have little performances and everything. That really makes the whole thing alive. So not only is it a fun thing to walk through, but you should check back because it always changes. The actors change and the show is changing, and it's going on the entire night. So it's a fun thing to keep checking out. And then our biggest addition of the entire year was our new Monster Museum, which got fantastic feedback. So the Monster Museum has 12, we have to 12?
I think so, yeah. 12
or 13 monsters in a museum. So it's the collector's personal collection, 12 random monsters from all over the place, and they have fun little photo ops, basically. A couple of them are kind of animatronics, so there's movement in there, but there's no jump scares. It's just a walkthrough experience. You can take photos, you can read the signs and learn about different monsters from around the world, and it's a ton of fun. It really expands the event. It gives people something to do in between haunted houses. They don't have to scream so much, and then kind of calm down a little bit in between. We brought back our monster maze as well. So that's our sensory maze. Again, no scare actors in this one, but it is very tactile. So every room you walk through has a different either visual effect or a very like touchy effect. Everything touches you in that maze. It's kind of creepy, but again, no jump scares in there. It's just a fun thing to explore and go kind of experience a different side of the spooky season. So the event overall is really complete. We filled out the entire building. We've got 4 great haunted houses. We've got a whole bunch of midway attractions up in the front. And the one ticket gets you into everything all night long. And with the way the haunted houses are running, you should definitely check them out more than once, because the actors are learning and they're trying new things for every group, and the story changes a little bit every time you walk through. So it's a great event, and we're excited to open on Friday. We've got a few things to finish up. That's what we're going to do this week. We'll get a few more videos out showing the finishing touches on different things. I've got a couple things I need to build, 1 or 2 costumes we're going to add, and it's going to be fun. So we'll see you guys soon.